This question is a trigonometry question asking us to solve for a missing side length of a triangle. It says, in a triangle, angle A is equal to 30 degrees, angle B is equal to 45 degrees, and side A is equal to 10. What is the length of side B? When you come across a question like this, it can often be difficult to determine what method to use. So one thing to consider would be, is it a right triangle? If it is, you can use right triangle trig strategies like SOHCAHTOA. If it's not, we have to use something else. So if we look at these two angles, angle A is 30, angle B is 45, those sum up, add up to be 75 degrees, which means our third angle has to be bigger than 90 degrees. So in this case, we can't use SOHCAHTOA, we have to use something else. And when we look at this, if you ever have two of the same pieces, meaning I see here we have side A and angle A. If that's the case, you can use something called law of sines. If not, if we had like this was C, the third side, and then we have angle B and angle A, we'd have to use law of cosines. But we have angle A and we have side A, so we can use the law of sines. And that looks like this. Side A divided by sine of angle A is equal to side B divided by sine of angle B. And that's really all we need to solve this question, but there's a third piece of the law of sines, and that would say side C divided by sine of angle C is equal to either of the other two. Okay, so we're just going to use this first part because we just have A and B. And so if we do that, side A is 10, so 10 divided by sine of angle A, but angle A is 30. And that's going to equal side B, which is what we're looking for, divided by sine of angle B, which is 45. All right, a few ways we can approach this, but this is just a fraction set equal to a fraction. And really, we're just being asked to solve for side B. So we see side B right here. What's being done to it? It's being divided by sine of 45. So to undo that, to get B by itself, we would multiply both sides by the sine of 45. All right, what that would look like would be 10 times the sine of 45 divided by the sine of 30. And that's just going to equal side B. All right, at this point, you could put it into your calculator, all right, just like you see it right there. That's going to give you a numerical answer that has a decimal, and then you would need to determine which one of those was equal to that number, okay? Or if you have knowledge of the unit circle, you might know that the sine of 45 is equal to the square root of 2 over 2, so that would be 10 times the square root of 2 over 2. And the sine of 30 is equal to 1/2. If you don't know that, again, use your calculator. And what that looks like is 10 divided by 1/2 is actually 20. When you divide it, it's like multiplying by 2. So this would be 20 times the square root of 2 over 2. But then 20 divided by 2 is 10. And so we have 10 times the square root of 2. And we can find that in selection D.